All right. Welcome to day two of the Science of Getting Rich for Women Masterclass. This is an incredible opportunity, ladies. And I am telling you this from the bottom of my heart, from my full filled soul energy. I truly believe that everything is happening for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidences, and you made the decision to be here for a reason because there is something within my message and my invitation to explore the timeless wisdom and principles in this book that you are ready to receive. And so, if you are here, it is for a reason. You are here on purpose with a purpose, and it is your time now to rise up into greater levels of your power, all that you are, your absolute worthiness to receive everything that your heart desires. And I promise you, if you stick with me, for these 3 days, and I have a couple bonus things coming at the end of the week, I promise you, you are going to experience a shift. You are going to experience a breakthrough because this is an exact science and failure is impossible. Now, what I would like to do before we begin day two is to just recap so far what you have learned because I'm going to be I'm going to be sharing a lot with you. And I understand that the power and the magnitude of this content can feel overwhelming. It could feel exciting, but it could feel overwhelming and it could potentially cause you to stop and to not continue making forward progress. So I just want to recap what we talked about yesterday, and get all us on the same page so that we can move forward with today's lesson and what I have in store for you today. Now, in this book, The Science of Getting Rich, which was written in 1910, okay, it's 115 years old, Mr. Wattles says there is a science of getting rich. It is an exact science, like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches. And once any person learns and obeys these laws, they get rich with mathematical certainty. I shared with you yesterday how when I read that bold statement at the beginning of chapter two, I was so taken aback by its boldness and its claim that I decided to do a 90-day experiment. Now, this was just on my own volition. This is just something that I was curious to do. I thought, you know what? I'm going to put this man to the test and I'm going to see what happens if I learn and obey these laws that he's talking about. And I want to see what's going to happen in my own life if I do what he says, because he says it's an exact science and he says failure is impossible. So, for 90 days, I studied this book. Every single day, I read the same chapter for an entire week. And then I would move on to the next chapter and I would read it every day for an entire week. And I created a 20-minute daily ritual to support the integration of the material. And together with some accountability that I put in place, I had a rock solid foundation and experiment. And so every single day I studied the book. Every single day I did this 20-minute daily ritual I'm going to teach you about today. And every single day I held myself accountable to my partner, who I said, hold me accountable to this. I knew that in order to have accurate data at the end of my experiment, I needed to do it every single day. If I forgot even once, then my data would be skewed. So I shared how over the course of the first month, well, up until the 28th day, I didn't notice anything happening. And I started to actually doubt Mr. Wattles and his claims. And then something happened. On the 29th day, I got an idea. Now, ladies, Ideas are the seeds of creation. Ideas are how everything begins. You know, they say everything is created twice. Once, first in the mind, and then the second time in physical form. I shared how this pen was just an idea in somebody's mind, and then it became realized in physical form. It was created twice. So I got an idea, and instead of denying it, rejecting it, shutting it down, or dismissing it, I allowed myself to take action. I started making decisions and taking steps towards the realization of this idea. And everything started to snowball from there. By the end of the 90-day experiment, I had all the data, and I concluded the most incredible, mind-blowing, spectacular results. I still get wide-eyed and emotional when I think of what unfolded by the end of my 90-day experiment. I made the most money in my business by the end of the 90 days. I had the highest cash month in my business. I created a new passive stream of income. I launched a book. I launched a podcast. I grew my email list, and I started planning for my first live in-person event. Now, all this happened in 90 days. And you may say, holy smokes, that's incredible. Yeah, it is incredible. And it's absolutely possible. I proved it. And so sit back, relax, and allow everything that I am going to transmit to you today to be received, not only by your mind, but allow yourself to feel it deep in your heart and soul. Because, like I said, you're ready to hear this. You're here for a reason. So, yesterday's lesson in the workbook is called The Secret Certain Way Behind the Science. And I talked about what that certain way is. That certain way is by law. Everything in our known universe operates by law. Like this pen. If I was to drop this pen, if I was to let go of this pen, I know what's going to happen. There is a predictability because it operates by law. If I let go, it's going to fall down. It's predictable. It operates by law. Everything in our known universe operates by law, including you. So when you understand what these laws are, you can live in harmony with them. You can leverage them to create whatever desire and outcome that you want. This is power, ladies. It's like the more you know, the better you can do, the more you can create. Once you learn this, you can't unlearn it. Once you see something with a new lens, you can't unsee it. Once you learn these laws, you now have the power to move forward and create whatever it is you desire. And the first step in the science of getting rich that Mr. Waddles talks about is you've got to form a clear mental image of what you want. What do you want? And it's not enough to want wealth. It's not enough to want to be rich. That is too vague. That is too generic. Everybody wants that. If you were to send an order out to God or the universe, you wouldn't send the entire alphabet and ask the universe or God to put the letters together and figure out what it is you want. No, you would write a clear, solid order of exactly what you want, of exactly what it looks like, how it feels, what it tastes like, what it smells like. The more specific and clear you can be, the better. So Form a clear mental image of what you want. In my world, we call that a goal. That is a goal. And the purpose of a goal is not what you might think. Most people think the purpose of a goal is to get things. Most people think that the purpose of a goal is to acquire things. But that's not the real purpose of a goal. Excuse me. I need to let my dog out. The real purpose of a goal is to help you grow. It's to help you expand your conscious awareness of who you are, what you're capable of, and what you're worth. Now, I shared how there are 3 different types of goals: A, B, and C. A goals are type of goals that we know how to achieve. So there's no growth in those goals. And then I talked about B-type goals. Now, these are goals we think we can achieve. The problem with B-type goals is there's not enough desire to stay the course when life throws curveballs at you. And life will throw curveballs at you. So we only go after C-type goals. C-type goals are the type of goals that you have no idea how it's going to happen. You just know you close your eyes and you're there. You see it, you feel it, you smell it, you taste it, you hear it. That is what you want. And the thing with C-type goals are there's so much desire. There's so much aspiration that when life throws curveballs at you, you will stay the course. You will keep going because you want it so badly. Now, we talked about the most relevant universal law that you need to understand if you are going to achieve something that you really desire. And that is the perpetual transmutation of radiant energy. Now, it's a mouthful. I know it's not like the law of vibration or the law of polarity or the law of relativity, but this law basically states that energy is. Energy is. It's neither created nor destroyed. It's just moving from one form to another. So, if energy, now stick with me, okay? I know I'm getting a little bit scientific on you, but if you stick with me, I promise you're going to get this and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know how to achieve anything I want now. Energy is literally everything in our universe, including your thoughts. And what is your goal? It's a thought. It's an idea you hold in your mind. And that idea that you hold in your mind with clarity and conviction must be realized in physical form when you understand how energy moves. Because your thoughts are energy. Your feelings are energy. Your behavior is energy. And when you allow yourself to take that idea, that big C-type goal that is full of passion and desire and aspiration, and when you allow that idea to be impressed upon your subconscious mind, your emotional mind, it then must move through the body, through your vibration, your feelings, affecting your behavior and your actions. And then at that point, it's action reaction, cause and effect. That's another universal law. The law of cause and effect. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So we know that our results are a result of our actions. It's a result of our doings. Now, what we're going to get into today is a buzzword that maybe you've been hearing lately, or maybe not, but I'm going to tell you, once you hear it today, you're probably going to hear it a lot more often now. And I'm going to share with you how this invisible force, and there is an invisible force that is literally preventing you from achieving that big C-type goal. And I'm going to teach you how to eliminate it so that you can continue making forward progress. Finally, yesterday, I invited you to dream. I invited you to give yourself 20 minutes to completely relax and dream and fantasize about what you really want, including how much money you want to make, where you want to live, what you want to do for work, and how you want to feel in your body and in your life. And once you use the workbook to jot down the answers to all those questions, you're then asked to ask yourself two questions. Two questions. Am I willing and am I able? Asking yourself, am I able? Well, I can answer that question for you. Of course you're able. Of course you're able. Both theology and science both agree on this one fact. We have deep reservoirs of talent. We are infinite spiritual beings. We may not know how something is going to happen, but we are able to achieve anything we put our minds to. Now, the second question only you can answer. That is, are you willing? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to commit your energy? If you are able to answer yes to both of those questions, I am able and I am willing, then your fantasy becomes a goal. And not just any goal, a C-type goal, the one that has a lot of desire and passion and aspiration. I invited you to use the workbook to formulate it in the specific way so that it can now become the foundation from which everything else is going to be built on. This goal is something that you align yourself with every day. You see it every day. You take steps towards it every day. That's the clear mental image that Mr. Waddles talks about in step 1. Every single day, you see yourself in that goal. And then watch how things begin to conspire in your favor. Now, I did share yesterday that I opened up 10 spots in my calendar this week, which is quite a task to do when my calendar is already so busy. But every time I do these, I want to be able to offer you even more support, one-on-one support, to go deeper into your life, your world, your dreams, your goals, and help you to uncover some blind spots, maybe that you're not aware of, so that you can begin to make progress. Now, there's 6 spots remaining. And what I'm going to do right now, while you're here live, I'm going to make sure that you have the opportunity to secure one of those spots. There are 6 spots remaining for the week. If you would like to book a spot, click that link. Even if you're not ready to book a spot, just click the link, open it in your browser so you have it if you decide you would like to get some personal support. Go ahead and use that link, okay? There's 6 spots left. And once they're gone, they're gone. And I just want you to know that this is an opportunity for you to be supported. And also, with your permission, of course, if you are curious about the ways in which I can support you and you can accelerate your results towards your C-type goal, I will share with you my Money Mind program, which is an absolute incredible program. You're going to be hearing from a couple ladies in the program on Thursday who have experienced incredible results from doing the work that we do together. We're not talking about going slow here. We're not talking about making incremental steps. We're talking about quantum leaps. That's what we do inside Money Mind. We make quantum leaps. So let's get into day two, shall we? Who is ready for day two? Put me in the chat if you're ready for day two. All right, Andrea and Chantel, let's go. Okay, so I mentioned to you that there is an invisible force that is preventing you from breaking through to your next level. Yeah. How do you feel about that? When I discovered, yeah, I would be mad too. When I discovered that there was this thing in my life that was preventing me from experiencing the results that I desired, the breakthroughs, the elevations that I wanted, I got so angry. I got so mad. Side note, when I resigned from my very successful six-figure corporate sales job back in 2020, sorry, 2022 is when I resigned. I started creating this business back in 2020. And in the summer of 22, I decided I am going all in on this business. My heart was just in it. It was a soul-led mission. And I said, I'm doing this. It was just a leap of faith, a big leap of faith. And while I was experiencing incremental increases in my business year after year, I wanted a quantum leap. I wanted to break through. I wanted to 5x my results. And so when I came across the information that I'm going to share with you right now, I 5x'd my results last year in my business. After implementing what I'm going to teach you today, I had a quantum leap. I 5x'd my business results. And I'm so excited to share this with you today so that you can see what's possible. I'm no different from you. We are all made of the same potential and possibility. The only thing that is stopping you from breaking through and quantum leaping, it's in here. It's in your mind. Type the word paradigm into the chat if you are familiar with this term, paradigm. Okay, Andrea's familiar with it. Chantel is familiar with it. Okay, perfect. So then you understand that your paradigm is a multitude of habits and beliefs fixed in your subconscious mind. And it's your subconscious mind that's controlling your life. It's not your conscious mind. I shared with you yesterday this graphic illustration of the stick person. This is a very famous diagram that was created decades ago. And it's illustrating the mind and the body. This top circle represents the mind. This bottom circle represents the body. Now, the body is an instrument of the mind. The body does whatever the mind tells it to do. But what part of the mind is controlling the body? It's not the conscious mind. It's the subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is where we gather information. It's where we store all of our knowledge. We go to school, we get certifications, maybe we get a degree or a diploma. All of that information is stored in our conscious mind. And we think we know a lot. But knowing does not get results. Doing gets results. That's why, as Mr. Waddles writes in the book, there are people who are not very smart and never went to college, university. Some people never even graduated from high school, and they are very rich because it's not how much you know that gets you results. It's how much you do. It's action. Remember, action, reaction, cause and effect. So don't feel bad if you never graduated college or university or high school. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you can't be rich. It doesn't mean you can't be successful. It doesn't mean you can't achieve your dreams. I just gave you all the power back. If you were ever feeling guilty that you don't have enough letters at the end of your name, it is what you do that gets results. Now, your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your results. Your conscious mind is only responsible for 5% of your results. Now, how many of you have tried strategies to achieve a goal? I know I certainly have in the past, right? I have invested in this blueprint, this roadmap, this strategy, that strategy. I have invested so much money. I don't even want to total it all because it's going to be over 100,000 for sure. And I never got the results I wanted to get. I always thought, oh, if I just invest in this coach's program with this strategy, if I just follow this blueprint, I'll achieve my goal. Never worked. It never worked until I learned what I'm going to share with you today. So, your subconscious mind is what is controlling 95% of your results. Now, in your subconscious mind is your paradigm, and your paradigm is a multitude of habits and beliefs that are fixed in there, and they've been in there for a long time. Most of them were created in your little life before you were 7 years old. You created habits and beliefs that are still with you today. And they are literally dictating your level of success. They are preventing you from breaking through to your next level. And nothing is going to change until you change your paradigm. Essentially, your subconscious programming. Just look at your life now. Between 95 and 98% of your behavior is habitual. You wake up in the morning. You do the same thing in the morning. Maybe you watch the news or you scroll social media. Then you make your coffee. Maybe you get ready. You do the same thing over and over and over again. And you have the same result in your life. If you want to achieve something greater than your current circumstances, you're going to have to do something greater than what you're doing. You're going to have to change your program because you are not conditioned to make 5x what you're making now. You are programmed for your current level of results. So, if you want to achieve that big C-type goal, you're going to have to change your program. You're going to have to change your paradigm, your habits, and your beliefs. And this is something that is absolutely essential if you want to achieve your big C-type goal and quantum leap. Now, the second step in the science of getting rich, Mr. Waddle says, is to be in a constant state of gratitude, not only for what you have in the present moment, but for what is on the way. Now, this is next level. Most people are only grateful for what they have, if they're grateful at all. But if you can have such faith and knowing that your idea, your mental image, your goal of what you desire is on its way, it is coming, and it will soon be realized in physical form. When you can be grateful for the things that are on their way, that is so next level. When you can maintain that vibration, that feeling of gratitude every day, aligned with your vision, knowing that it's coming, it's happening, you will begin to move forces on your behalf that will start showing up into your life as new ideas, new opportunities, new connections, new collaborations. All of the working forces in the universe will start conspiring in your favor to help you realize that which you are aligned with. But we've got to change the paradigm, because the paradigm is so powerful and it is keeping you where you are. And until you see it for what it is, you can't change it. Awareness is the first step in change. You know, we talk about habits and we talk about beliefs. You have certain beliefs in your subconscious mind about who you are, about what you're capable of, and about what you're worth. And those beliefs need to change. And when they do, you are going to call into your life and your experience new things that are going to support the realization of your big goal. This is the science of getting rich, ladies. This is it. This is everything. And if I seem excited about this, it's because I am. Because I know the power of this. And I also know the power of your paradigm and how you might be excited after hearing me talk about this. And you might be so willing, ready to do something different and make a change. And then that paradigm is going to kick in. It's going to create fear, worry, doubt, uncertainty, and it's going to prevent you from taking action. And so then you're not going to get the result. So I'm making you aware of this so that you can see it for what it is when it starts to show its head. Now, paradigms. How do we change paradigms? We know what paradigms are now. It's our subconscious programming. It's our fixed habits and beliefs in our subconscious mind, and they need to be changed in order for us to experience a different result. And so how do we change paradigms? Well, there's only two ways to change paradigms. And all of this that I am teaching you right now, just so you know, comes from a long lineage of mentors before me. I did not invent this information. I did not create the knowledge, the wisdom that I'm sharing here with you today. It all comes from a long lineage of mentors before me. Obviously, Mr. Wattles himself, who wrote the classic original that I've updated specifically for you, for women, to Bob Proctor, who taught me about paradigms through his program. Now, Bob Proctor is not with us anymore, but one of Bob's proteges, top 1% for multiple years in a row, is my mentor. And she has taught me this. This stuff works. This stuff is incredible. So what I'm teaching you comes from a long lineage of mentors with results, and the results speak for themselves. So you can trust what I'm teaching you because it's not something that's new, and the results speak for themselves. So how do we change paradigms? There's only two ways. Number one, it's like, bam, it's a high emotional impact. It's the death of a loved one. It's a natural disaster. It's losing a job. It's finding out you have a terminal illness. A high emotional impact will make you change your worldview in an instant. You will change how you think about the entire world when you have a high emotional impact, and it will happen fast. You know, you lose a loved one, everything that you ever thought was true is somehow in question. The meaning you gave to something for years or if not decades now changes and has a different meaning. Now, we don't want to have to go through high emotional impacts on a regular basis in order to change our paradigms. That would be awful. I mean, they can be positive, but they're mostly negative. I mean, the birth of a child is one high emotional impact I can think of because I've had 3 children myself. That was a positive high emotional impact. Everything else has been negative. The only other way, the only other way to change your paradigm is through constant spaced repetition. Constant spaced repetition. Reading the same thing, writing the same thing, speaking the same thing, visualizing the same thing over and over and over again. This repetition reprograms the subconscious mind. Why do you think I read the same chapter every single day for a week? Repetition, repetition, repetition. And that 20-minute daily ritual I told you about, I'm going to teach you today. It's all based on repetition. Now, how long does it take to change a paradigm? Well, it's believed it takes anywhere between 20 and 60 days to change a paradigm. 20 to 60 days. When you do the same thing, you write the same thing, you read the same thing over and over and over again. After a certain period of time, it becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind. It becomes a new paradigm. And then everything starts to change in your world. Because what you believe to be true becomes your reality. Your world is just a mirror of your beliefs, of your habits. Change your beliefs, change your habits, your whole outside world rearranges to match what you believe. Powerful stuff. Now, you cannot, or it is not recommended, you change more than 2 paradigms at a time. Now, ideally, just do one at a time. Like, ladies, this is serious business here, okay? It requires constant awareness, commitment. This is not what ordinary people do. Ladies, if you are here with me in this masterclass, first of all, I want to honor you and congratulate you because you are not ordinary. You are not regular. What most people do is they work their 9 to 5, they complain and blame, they live for the weekend, they tiptoe to retirement, hoping one day they can be happy and live the dream and have more than what they have now. They don't do this kind of work. So if you're here with me, you're not ordinary. You are on a path of self-mastery because you know who you are. You know what you're capable of, and you know what you're worth. You just need to know what the next step is. You just need help seeing what's in your periphery that you can't see. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you uncover some blind spots that maybe you weren't aware of. And this paradigm shifting that I'm going to talk to you about, this is the cornerstone of Money Mind. Money Mind, if you're curious, is my 6-month mentorship and mastermind experience. This is where week after week, we do the work to reprogram the subconscious mind. Paradigm shifting is what it's all about. We are constantly shifting habits, beliefs, 20 to 60 days for one, remember. And as you shift one, your outside results, they start to shift and match what's inside. And then, as that becomes a new paradigm, you move on to the next paradigm, constantly shifting and elevating beliefs and habits aligned with you achieving your C type goal. I'll be sharing more about Money Mind with you a little bit later, if not tomorrow. But what I want to share with you right now is this 20-minute daily ritual that I created to support me in the integration of the science. Now, I'm looking at the time. I see that it is coming up to the top of the hour. I know I'm going to go over. And sometimes, quite often, to be frank, I do go over because I have so much to give and share. And it's so hard for me to just switch it into 60 minutes. So if you have to leave at the top of the hour, I totally understand. Make sure you check your email for that replay, catch up on what's to come. If you don't get the email, if you have any questions, just send me a DM in Facebook or send me an email. Okay. I will get you sorted and get you everything you need because I want you to win. Okay. I want you to rise up. All right. Now, this 20-minute daily ritual that I created to support me and the integration of this wisdom, these principles that are infallible, that are guaranteed to work, was something that I call the Core Four. I call it my Core Four daily ritual. Core Four, it's a collection of visualization and auto-suggestion. Visualization and auto-suggestion. Now, I am going to share with you, I'm going to share a video in the Telegram group. Side note, I know not too many of you, oh, the Facebook group. Yeah, let me drop that link um, in the chat for you because this is where you can find all the replays too. I'm going to be posting them in there. And I know there has been some challenges with the tech, with emails getting out, so I'm going to get that sorted. But if you're here now, this is good news. You're here for a reason. It's all working out perfectly for you. So that's the Facebook group. There's also a secret Telegram group. If you are like really excited about this information and you really want to embody it so that you can experience the results of you achieving more, experiencing more wealth and prosperity, there's a secret Telegram group, which it's in the emails. Everything's in the emails. So if you're not getting the email, like I said, send me a DM on Facebook. I'll share the link with you, but I'm just going to jot down here to share that Telegram group in Facebook as well. But there is a secret Telegram group. If you want more connection, more communication and conversation with me, I am in Telegram every single day. And if you have questions, all you need to do is ask and we can have a real like conversation. It's not video, it's all through text or audio notes. It's so convenient. It's so awesome. So definitely encourage you to get into the Telegram group to receive even more support while we're experiencing this material this week. So the Core Four daily ritual is a combination of visualization and auto-suggestion. Visualization is pretty self-explanatory. Auto-suggestion, maybe not so much. Auto-suggestion is a powerful mind control tool. It's what people who do hypnosis use to hypnotize people. So auto-suggestion can be done in a variety of ways. Basically, You could be writing the same thing over and over again. You could be listening to the same thing over and over again. Um, so let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to tell you about this 4-4 daily ritual. So it takes 20 minutes, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I do so that you can mirror it, replicate it as you wish. This is exactly what I do. Before you start, I recommend you get yourself a journal, okay? And let it be a beautiful journal. Like, look at this one. It has gold edges, okay? This is going to be a sacred notebook for you to write down the most important ideas in your world. And you're going to use this every single day. This is going to become such a powerful practice. So get yourself a beautiful notebook that you are going to use to record your Core 4 ritual. Now, here's exactly what I do. I get up early in the morning and I put my earbuds in. And what I like to do to heighten the experience of my visualization, which is step one, is I like to put on an 888 tracks from Spotify. If you're not familiar with 888 hertz, it is a harmonic sound that vibrates to the frequency of wealth and prosperity. So there's no words, it's just a harmonic frequency that vibrates to the sound of wealth and prosperity. And so then I set my timer for 15 minutes. Now, this is really powerful, okay, ladies? Like, I really want you to hear me here. Because if you receive this information and you put it into practice, you're gonna change your life. I'm telling you, this is an exact science. So I set my alarm for 15 minutes. I close my eyes and I begin to visualize myself in a scene where my goal is fulfilled. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, had a couple dogs there. Now you're going to visualize yourself in a scene where your goal is fulfilled. You are not looking at yourself from outside, looking in. You are in the present moment and you are seeing yourself in a scene where your goal is fulfilled. It is happening. You are experiencing everything you ever desired and wished for. You are making the money that you've always wanted to make, and you are living on the land and in the house that you've always wanted to live, and you're having the gatherings with your family and friends at the house on the land that you've always wanted to live, and you're traveling, you're having adventures, you're flying first class, you're making contributions to charities and organizations that mean the most to you. You're leaving a legacy for generations to come. You're making an impact. People's lives are changing from the result of your service, your product, your contribution to the world. And when you are in that scene, you are so emotionally involved that it's affecting the way you're feeling. It's affecting your vibration. You are feeling profound gratitude, awe, amazement for how far you've come, how you've done it. You're so proud of yourself. You're so grateful. You feel so limitless. You feel so connected. You feel love. You feel power like never before. And when you are feeling the emotion of your wish fulfilled, you've got it. That's it. That's the key. It's right there. When you can see it and you can feel it, you now know that it has to happen. That goal, that idea in your conscious mind has been impressed upon your subconscious mind, your feeling mind, your emotional mind. And once it has moved into your subconscious mind, it will now move through your body in the form of your actions, your behaviors, your decisions, and it will become realized. Now, timer goes off, ding, your 15 minutes is up. That is the first step in the Core 4 daily ritual. Now, the second step doesn't take very long. You open up your journal and you put the date September 29, 2024, day 273. Visualization 15 minutes, check. Next step, feeling generation. Feeling is the key. Feeling is the answer. So you must then jot down 2 or 3 emotions that you felt during your emotion. If you're not feeling anything, it's not going to move through you. So you just jot down a couple emotions you felt. Love, gratitude, limitless. Step number 3, self-suggestion. Self-suggestion. Now you'll have to go back to day 1 so that you can clarify and formulate your C-type goal, because this step is based on your goal. So, self-suggestion. You're going to write out your C-type goal as many times as will fit on the page. And just the first sentence, not the whole paragraph, just the first sentence. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's December 2025 and I easily make $100,000 a month. And you just keep writing it over and over and over again until your page is complete. Ladies, I want you to understand how this practice has helped me to achieve and quantum leap these incredible results in my business. Here's proof. I've been doing this every single day. We're going on 500 days now, every single day. And I have more books. I have another book by my bedside. These are just the 2 that I have already filled up. They're now becoming a collection. And then finally, the last step is called voice loop. Voice loop. This is where you are going to record yourself speaking your C-type goal. You're going to record yourself speaking your C-type goal. You're going to put it on a loop and you're going to let it play over and over again. And you're just going to listen to it for a few minutes. Now, what I do is I actually press play and listen to it while I'm writing it. So this is like a little hack that I do, and I still get great results. So while I'm writing it, I'm listening to myself speak it. And I'm going to play for you my voice loop so that you can hear what it sounds like. Now, when you record yourself speaking your voice loop, you've got to say it with conviction and emotion. If you're speaking like a robot with no emotion, forget it. Don't even bother. It's not going to work. You're just going to waste your time. You have to say it with conviction and emotion. That's the key. So I use the app called GarageBand. It's on all iPhones. There's also an app you can download. I think it's free on Android if you have an Android. I'm so happy and grateful now that I make $100,000 a month. My clients are experiencing phenomenal results from my world-class coaching and programs. My growth and consistency perpetually creates quantum leaps for myself and everyone I come into contact with. Could you hear that? Type yes in the chat box if you could hear that. Okay, perfect. Great. After we're done this session, I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to answer any of your questions that you have, okay? I'm not able to do that during the lesson here, but just know I've got you, okay? So there you have it. The Core 4 daily ritual. It takes 20 minutes, basically 15 minutes for the visualization. It takes 30 seconds to write down 3 emotions you felt during your visualization. And then I write down my C-type goal, just the first sentence, 8 times. That takes about 5 minutes, maybe longer. And then I listen to the voice loop while I'm writing out my goal. That whole process takes about 20 minutes. What I want to know is who here is willing to commit 20 minutes a day to their goal, to their dream? Who here is willing to devote just a little bit of time for a big result? Andrea is. Who else is? Chantel? Kathy? Magdalene? Yeah. I'm telling you, ladies, this is life-changing stuff. But here is what will happen. I'm telling you, I see this all the time. And that's why I got to impress upon you the power of your current paradigm is going to prevent you from doing this because your paradigm's job is to keep you where you are. Your paradigm, it's like a thermostat, okay? It's set to a certain temperature and it controls how much money you make, where you live, how you travel, the circles that you associate yourself with. It determines everything. And its job is to keep you at that set point. But there's a part of you that doesn't want to stay where you are. There's a part of you that wants to expand, grow, ascend into greater levels of your potential, your power, your limitlessness. And in order to do that, you've got to defeat the paradigm. You've got to eliminate your current paradigm. And this is serious business. You can only do 1 or 2 paradigms at a time. It takes 20 to 60 days to change a paradigm. Everything is a paradigm. The way you make decisions is a paradigm. Let me tell you a little something about um, making decisions. Because most people don't know how to make decisions. And this is the absolute truth. We were not taught in school how to make decisions. Our parents never taught us how to make decisions. Their parents never taught them how to make decisions. So you have a lot of people walking around saying, "What do you think I should do? I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do? Do you think I should do this or that? I don't know what to do." People don't know how to make decisions. I'm going to tell you something. It's decisions that get results. Nothing happens until you decide it's going to happen. And guess what? You don't need money to make a decision. Most people think you need money to make a decision, and it's absolutely not true. When I was presented with an opportunity to join my mentor in her mentorship, I knew in my heart and soul that this was the next logical step. I could tell my intuition was pulling me forward. I was like so excited. I just come alive with excitement of the potential and possibility of actually quantum leaping my business. But I didn't have the money laying around. I didn't have the funds sitting there waiting to be used. And so I remember saying to her, like, yeah, I really want to do this, but I don't have the money. And I remember her saying to me, "You don't need money to make a decision." And that was like an aha moment for me because I was like, wow, you're right. I really don't need money to make a decision. I can just decide I'm going to do this. I may not know how, and I may not know when, but I know I'm going to do this. Some way, shape, or form, at some point in time, I am going to do this. And the moment I made the decision from a place of knowing in my heart and soul and in my intuition, the universe conspired in my favor. Literally, things started revealing themselves to me that I didn't see before I made the decision. I made the decision. I'm going to do this. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know this is where I'm going next. As soon as I made the decision, the universe had something to respond to. Remember, it's action, reaction, cause and effect, universal law. This is what he's talking about. By law, the everything operates by law. There is a predictability. I made the decision. All of a sudden, now the universe has something to respond to. I get an idea. Oh, I never thought of it before, but I could potentially go down this avenue and see about getting some resources to support me in my growth and my expansion in my business. I never thought about it before I made the decision. My mind was blown. Had I been stuck in that lack mentality of believing I can't have something because I don't have the money, I would have stayed there. I wouldn't have grown and expanded and quantum leaped my business. I made the decision from my intuition. And then the universe responded with an idea. That idea opened up a gateway to resources and funds that would support me in the achievement of my goal. This is powerful stuff, ladies. I'm telling you, if you start to operate in this way, you're going to change your whole life. You're going to change your results. You're going to change your business. And you know what? This is not just about money. The money is great. Money's fun. You know, you get to play with it, you get to give it away, you get to make an impact with it. But this is not just about money. This is about your family. This is about changing and breaking through generational curses of lack mentalities, poor mindsets. This is about leaving a legacy, changing your family tree. This is so powerful. And if you're here in this masterclass now listening to me, you are one of the trailblazers. You are one of the change makers. You are here to break the curse. You are here to rise up and leave a legacy. Now, I want to tell you something that's really interesting about how wealthy people make decisions. There's a lot of people with poor mentalities, and they make decisions very differently than how successful people make decisions. And when you learn how successful people make decisions, you're going to want to make decisions like that. So, wealthy people, successful people, they make decisions based on ROI, based on their return of investment. They base their decision on, is this thing going to bring me closer to my goal faster and easier? And if so, it's a yes, because I'm here, right? I know what I want and I am going there. And so if this thing is going to help me achieve my goal faster and easier, then it's got the ROI, it's a done. Done deal, it's yes. They're also wealthy people. They're not afraid to borrow money to leverage credit if it means they're going to achieve their goal faster. Remember, it's all about results. It's all about goal achievement. We're not doing things that are woo woo, wishy washy. Like Money Mind, the work we do together, it's all about results. Results are the name of the game. You have a goal, I want to help you achieve it faster and easier with what I have discovered that has helped me quantum leap my business. And by quantum leap, I mean minimum 5x. Minimum 5x. Successful people make decisions based on intuition. They trust their inner knowing. They trust their inner guidance. They trust their own ability to know what is right for them. People with a poor mentality, they sit on the fence, they hum and haw, they go back and forth. They ask other people for advice who have never achieved the thing that they're after. They let other people sway their decisions. And if someone with a poor mentality does make a decision, and let's say they decide to invest in a program, they often change their minds and they go back to where they were. People that are successful and wealthy, they make decisions fast and they barely ever change their mind because they know. They are so firm in their ability to know what is right for them. And they make decisions based on their future identity, not their current results. They make decisions based on their future identity, not their current results. So, back to that example of myself, when my mentor had invited me into her mentorship program, and I needed to make a heavy investment there. I didn't have the money. And I decided that I didn't need money to make a decision, that I was going to make the decision first, and then I was going to allow the universe to respond to that decision and provide me with whatever it was I needed to fulfill my desire. And I asked myself the question, would seven-figure Jessica invest in herself? Would seven-figure Jessica see the value in mentorship and see the value in having someone, guide her by her side every step of the way? Absolutely. Seven-figure Jessica always invests in herself. She always has a mentor who is a few steps ahead, showing her the way, making it easier, faster, quicker, funner. Doing things on your own can be very difficult, especially when you don't have a cheerleader supporting you and cheering you on as you go. So I decided I was not going to allow my current reality to dictate my decision. And as you know, I made the decision, universe responded, and of course, the rest is history. Now, in your workbook, you're going to see a place for you to, look at your own life. Look at an area in your life that you're not satisfied with. And use the workbook to describe it in all of its details. And then use the workbook to guide you through creating a reality that looks the complete opposite. There's some examples on one of the pages in different areas of your life. Actually, this page only has career and professional growth, but you can use this for health. You can use this for wealth. You can use this for family, spiritual, whatever area of your life you seek to improve. But I am all about getting rich. Now, the truth is, you already are rich. That's the truth. And when you understand and align with that truth, you're just going to expand upon it because whatever you focus on expands, right? And so it's not even so much about getting rich because you already are rich. When you align with the truth that you already are rich and you're getting richer and richer and richer, that's when you're going to start to see the results in your life. So, I see that we are 20 after, and I still have some people on the call. This is great. Um, what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to just touch on the money mind for just a few minutes. I will also drop the link to the sales page so that you can check it out in more detail. And then feel in your intuition if this is something that is calling you, if this is something that you feel is your next step. I've got 6 spots left. Checking my email now just to see if anyone else booked. Oh, 5. Okay, so there's five spots left. If you want to book a one-to-one call with me, definitely I'll put that link in the chat again, just so that it's there. You don't miss anything because you're live on the call with me right now. I want to make sure that you have first dibs on all the good stuff. Money Mind. Money Mind is my signature 6-month mentorship and mastermind experience. Money Mind is the place where we get results. Results are the name of the game. It is a very methodical program where each module builds on the next. There's 12 modules in total, and it's all about achieving your C-type goal. That is the outcome. That is the name of the game. We are not here to play around and just talk about energy and woo-woo stuff. Like, results are the name of the game. And that is my goal. My goal is for you to achieve your goal, or at least start making progress towards your next level of wealth and prosperity, whatever that looks like for you. So inside the Money Mind mentorship and mastermind experience, we meet twice a week. There's 2 opportunities for you to be supported in the integration of the material. We have a mastermind call, like a real legit mastermind, and then we have a mentorship call. This group of women, can I just tell you how epic this group of women is? We are so tight and connected. And it's a small group. I don't want you to think like you're coming into like a big group with like over 100 people. Mind you, there's going to be over 100 people in there one day. Let me just tell you that. But right now, we are 17. And as such, we are so close and supportive. We are like cheerleaders for everyone. We are always supporting and cheering each other. And there is there's no drama. There's absolutely no drama. I have never been in a space with women, all women, where it's just all peace and harmony. It's just like so much love and support. So every single week, you have 2 opportunities to be supported in your integration of the material. Besides the 2 opportunities you have to be supported live on Zoom, there are replays available if you're not able to make the calls, and that's fine. We also have a Telegram chat. If you're not familiar with Telegram, I love Telegram because Telegram has no time or location limitation. You can pop in and receive whenever it's convenient for you, wherever you are located. You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have a certain time going on. It's just always open. And you can go in there and you can receive. You can go in there and you can ask. It is just a convenient, powerful space in addition to our 2 weekly opportunities. If you think these workbooks are beautiful, there's 12 of these to go with each of the modules. Besides that, oh my gosh, the most important component of the Money Mind mentorship and mastermind experience Accountability. Oh, yeah. Accountability. Remember, I said results are the name of the game, and my goal is for you to achieve your goal. Without accountability, it's very difficult to stay on track and to stay on the wagon. So we have an accountability thread inside the Telegram, which means every single day you are held accountable for doing your daily core four ritual. Every single day you go inside the accountability thread and you put day one, core four, check. And for me to see that you are in there doing the thing you said you're going to do, I know you are in it to win it and you're going to get results. Accountability is the number one reason why people either succeed or they fail. Remember when I said I did that 90-day science of getting rich experiment? I knew I had to have accountability to hold me accountable to doing this, or else it would be so easy for me to just skip a day if I wasn't feeling well. Oh no, accountability is everything. So we have accountability. Yes, accountability. And then we have expert guest facilitators that join us every month to do some fun things like breath work. We have Sam, who does hypnosis, and she helps us to step into our next level identity through the power of hypnosis. She is amazing. And we also have Jocelyn, the Good Witch, who does all kinds of magical energy work. She's phenomenal. So this is such a rich, rich experience. And if you are interested in seeing more about it, I'll drop the link right now inside the chat so you can have a look at that and see what you think about it. Um, and you can let me know if you have any questions. So, with that being said, I wasn't planning to go so long over. Thank you for sticking with me. And I am going to stop the recording now. If anyone has any questions, I will open it up to you. Everyone else, I will see you on day 3, which is a very powerful day. We're going to be talking about stepping in to your next level identity. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.